Hello, everyone, for another week. Welcome back to the You Like That podcast. You're joined with me. My name is Adam, and I'm one half of the You Like That podcast.
My name is Jack. I'm the other half of the You Like That podcast.
Yes, guys, welcome back for another new movie review. We're here this week to talk about Nobody, the Bob Odenkirk driven, very much John Wick style movie. Jump into the news as we always do. Finish off with your questions at the end like we always do. But to start with today's episode, we got a bit of a quick little sponsor read here.
Oh my god.
That's a weird one. It ain't that ExpressVPN or that Manscaped money. But a little bit of a shout out for our friends at Sweet and Sassy Grazing Boxes, who have been kind enough to let us show off this lovely little lolly box.
That thing is absolutely stacked, man.
So this box here is about, I think Jess said about 1.4 kilos of candy.
Mate.
So
it's
if you're
like good shit too.
It's got some
Those
fucking...
sherbet lollipops are fucking just so good.
You've got the goods. I'll be putting in a little closer inspection video in this so you guys can see it a bit more up close. But Sweet and Sassy Grazing Boxes, if you're a lazy bastard and you don't know what to get from the shops, you just get a box full of all the shit that you would get.
And I've spoken about that before too. Like, I have such a sweet tooth, but it's for things that I can just like pick at and like go away so I don't feel as guilty. Yeah. That is absolutely perfect for anyone like that.
If you, literally, even if you're not even... Like, you can get this if you're hosting a party or if you're having like a movie night with friends. You can literally get this for yourself just to be a fat bastard and just go, yeah, I just really, really want just a random array of different snacks and candies. So... a couple different options. You have small boxes, medium, large boxes. You have chocolate-covered ones. You have lollies. You have a whole mixture. The one that we're showing you today is a $35 box. So this is, as I said, about 1.4 kilos of lolly goodness. You have Coke bottles. You have peach rings. You got a groovy mix, sour worms, ghost drops, dairy milk buttons, sour straps, sherbet lollipops, wicked fizz, redskins, rocket sherbets, fizzes, chocolate fingers, and a killer python.
Sour straps are extremely underrated, by the way.
They really are. They are the absolute best. So, guys,
picking lollies is hard.
It really is.
Like, because there's a lot, and you never really want like a full bag of anything.
And because you're locked into that one, that one thing. You go, I'm getting a bag of snakes.
So, like, variety like that is just perfect.
Variety's the way to go.
You'd be mad not to.
Exactly. So, guys, if you want to go pick up a box, head over to Sweet and Sassy Grazing Boxes over on Instagram. Flick them a DM to get your order. And for you guys listening today, if you go over and tell them that You Like That podcast boy sent you over, you're going to get $5 off that first order.
Fuck.
You're getting a lot of good shit for a reasonable price here. So, check them out on Instagram. Link will be down below for that. And thank you for sponsoring this podcast, Sweet and Sassy Grazing Boxes.
Thank you very much.
Done. So with that, let's jump in to the news for today.
We joke about sponsors all the time, but like none could be more near and dear to our heart than lollies.
Yeah. We don't need to get paid from these sponsors. Just give us a small box of the candy. We're like, that'll do. That will do.
Killer python.
We don't have to claim that on tax at all. All right, news for the week. Not a lot of news-ish stuff that's happened, but we'll jump in with one that I forgot last week, which is that Sony have come out and confirmed a Ghost of Tsushima will be getting a movie based on the absolutely incredible fucking game that they delivered. It sent a shockwave through Japan and recognizing the island of Tsushima. They got awards, they had people wanting to tour there. Certain things got saved and all this shit. The game itself was just absolutely mind-blowing to begin with. And straight away everyone's like, this has to be a movie. And to anyone that's played this game, it's basically a movie as you play it. But being able to see this as like a real proper like old Japanese samurai type movie is going to be absolutely excellent. So hopefully Sony don't drop the ball on this. And
it's got a John Wick behind it as well, doesn't it?
I think it's
Stalecki or the other one. There's two, and it's one of them.
Yeah, one of them. The good guys that make the really good action stuff. So
come here for your information.
We don't research it, so you shouldn't either.
I know everything about movies.
Yeah, exactly right. But now that'll be pretty sick when it comes out.
I wonder what it'll look like, because the game is very much just like Kurosawa, Seven Samurai.
Yeah,
like,
that was the main driving. Was all that.
So I wonder how
it will. They have to stick it to like a very darker themed, because as beautiful as the game is, it was very dark. It wasn't a lot of lighting. Depending on how you played the game, is how the game played out. But a lot more dark and nighttime-ish areas, and if they get the right people, it's going to be really, really good. Yeah. Mortal Kombat delayed by a week.
Yep.
Just
so was Uncharted.
For whatever. Uncharted also delayed by a week, but that's not out till February anyway, next year. So, but it's actually worked out really well in our favor because we had 2 movies coming out the same week for it.
Yeah.
We had Mortal Kombat and The Unholy.
Yeah, and then Guy Ritchie came out of nowhere and was like, hey, here's a trailer for my new movie. It also comes out in 3 weeks.
The week after Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
He only just dropped the trailer for it.
Yeah, so...
And it's Jason Statham and it's Guy Ritchie film, and it looks hectic. And Post Malone has a little cameo in that movie too.
Yeah, so we got movies.
We got movies coming out, but for whatever reason they delayed. I guess maybe not going up against another movie that could be of not the same stature, but at least it's not a C-rated type movie type deal. But that's coming. Russell Crowe has been cast in a secret role for Thor.
Yeah.
I think this is just the Taika Waititi effect. He's just come over to Australia, met all these amazing Aussie actors that we have, and he's just like, you want to be in the film?
Yeah.
And they're just going, yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
Fuck it, why not? So for whatever part he could be playing, it seems like he'd be something to do with like Asgard or something.
Yeah, well, he flew Matt Damon over for a joke.
Yeah.
His cameo role is just a joke, and they're doing it again.
It's just him playing.
And he flew him all the way to Australia.
Fake Loki again.
During a pandemic to carry on the joke. So, I don't know, Russ. I'd like to see Russ.
It'll be interesting.
Like an elder Asgardian or something. Like, he's done that before. He's been Superman's dad.
Yeah,
he can do it.
He can do a little thing. I
wonder if he's still got his unhinged heft. I haven't seen it since.
Because they were all at one of the South Sydney Rabbitohs games a week ago or something.
Yeah. That's how they confirmed Jeff Goldblum's back as well.
Exactly, because Jeff was there. You had Hemsworth, Taika, Isla Fisher was there. For whatever reason, Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman was actually seen viewing some houses with her partner in Sydney. We could be getting everyone moved to Sydney, man. Sydney's going to be the new Hollywood.
Yeah, well, only rich Hollywood actors can afford to live there. So.
Exactly right. Yeah, you ain't getting that Bondi Beach look without being a Hollywood star. Netflix has also purchased the rights to all future sequels for Knives Out.
Yep.
For $450 million.
Rian Johnson. Oh, he can make those so cheap.
100%. You got Daniel Craig to come back for it. Rian Johnson to make him again. Yeah. I haven't seen the first one.
Oh, it's fucking great.
It's
a fucking great movie.
I'll need to watch it then.
I'm guessing it's just going to be like The Adventures of Detective Benoit, I think his name is. Mm-hmm. Which is Daniel Craig's character. Because like that Knives Out was so standalone. Yeah. Yeah, it just wrapped everything up. But Daniel Craig is so good as that character. You can just put him anywhere, just in any sort of caper, any sort of mystery. And then, just right around that, pretty much.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Netflix is going to be bringing that out to us.
Knives Out's really good. You should watch Knives Out.
I will get excited to watch it. We're carrying a bit of the Godzilla vs. Kong, a bit of after US releases now. As of recording, 161 million made in the box.
Yeah, in one weekend.
In
mental.
Basically 1 week from us seeing it in Australia and having its international release.
Yeah.
And pandemic-wise, that's a fucking hit.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's an absolute hit.
Massive.
As I said, the budget was between 155 to 200 million.
That's what they wanted Tenet to be.
Yeah, and Tenet did not get anywhere close. I think that ended up raking about 60 or 70 in its box. And that's current to now.
This is 100 million more.
Big Monkey and a Lizard just completely outdid
people like what they like, man.
Exactly, and that's still sitting at the Rotten Tomato scores. It's still sitting at 76% in the critics and 93% in the audience.
Yeah, that's huge.
After getting its the US numbers to come through, I was expecting it to sort of like drop and stagnate
movies like this
hard.
Kind of like bubblegum, like the flavor just drops off pretty quick. But no,
this is kept constant, and it's
sticking around.
As much as I've seen from like the critic standpoint of them saying, "Oh, it's this and that, whatever," but everything I've seen online is a lot of people still praising for what it is.
Yeah, everyone.
You get the main haters. It's what you get in everything for something like this, but it's definitely the standout in the whole MonsterVerse franchise, and it's pretty well confirmed now. This takes the cake.
Yes.
So
correct.
Well up, Godzilla vs. Kong. Last little one, we finally got a full trailer for Spiral.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That came out gave us a lot more to look at.
It gave us a lot.
In terms of the Jigsaw copycat killer, understanding Chris Rock's character, Sam Jackson's character being the dad of Chris Rock.
Yep.
That's all we seem to be. Not them spoiling a whole lot, but sort of giving a little look at some of the traps in that we're looking at.
Yeah, we see Chris Rock like in distress, in a sort of trap situation, and I wonder if he's like losing his mind and imagining it, like sort of Hannibal-esque. He's like, maybe I'm a part of it. Maybe I'm just as bad as a killer or whatever. Or if he's genuinely, he gets trapped.
And he sort of says a line in it where it's saying like this could be like a personal thing.
Yes.
Against him. So exactly. It is alluding to the fact that this could be something very much directed at Chris Rock's character.
Yeah.
But as it is, we don't know fully exactly what it is. But it's still only about a month away or so until we get it in May.
If it stays on track.
If it stays on track, which it's looking all right at the moment, but we never know how shit goes from here. But very interesting. I mean, it's... The way it looked in the trailer, it definitely doesn't seem like it's on that same Saw factor in terms of gore and violence.
No.
It's seeming a lot more methodical and plotted.
It seems more of the detective story rather than the Jigsaw story.
It seems more serial killer than it is like just straight, here's a couple traps and people getting absolutely fucked up from it.
Problem is, people taking it seriously will be tough. Rotten Tomatoes can do all at once. The critics score can do all at once.
Yeah.
But people who aren't in the know might just look at it and go, it's just another Saw movie. The last 3 weren't very good or whatever, you know? So it's got a bit of work to do.
Yeah, exactly.
From the get-go. So, like, I trust fully that it's going to be good. I reckon it looks fucking
I think
fantastic.
Chris Rock is really... If they were happy enough to give the okay to get Chris Rock out of all people to go, I wrote something to reinvigorate this franchise... Yeah. You got to look at Chris and go, we fucking trust you. Yeah. You Chris Rock.
So, yeah.
And if you can bring Sam Jackson into it to be a part of it, okay, you got something going here.
Yeah, I trust him fully. I just think, like, the general wider audience might just be like, why is there another one?
100%. Because they do throw the reference to John Kramer in the trailer as well.
There's see Tobin's little face.
Little snapshot photo, so of course... Tobin will have his little name given in the credits for one little flashback scene or something. He's like, I'm still going.
I'm sure
he'll kill these movies. That is it for the news. As said, not a lot, but just a few nice little ones to get us going through there. Okay, so let's jump for the main review of the week. So as said, today we're looking at Nobody. Nobody is released 2021, filming finished about 2019. COVID did the whole thing, pushed it back far enough until enough was enough. And we got it out now. So this was directed by Ilya Naishuller, Russian director who's done nothing but... He did that movie Hardcore Henry, which was like that first-person action type.
Sharlto Copley is in that?
Yep. Written by Derek Kolstad, who absolutely praises the guy that wrote John Wick 1, 2, and 3. The guy that brought that movie to fucking... it warms my heart every time I talk about John Wick. Very short movie, 92-minute runtime.
Yeah.
I think it felt a lot longer, but it had so much going on in it that it felt longer, but you were just in and out and away you go.
They do well with that.
Yeah. Budget of $16 million. I think it's pretty good for the amount of action they packed into this. It's already boxed 15.5 mil.
Nice. That's on track.
For a decent little action movie. Done really well. And the critics' consensus thinks so as well. Rotten Tomatoes, 81% with the critics.
Yep.
95% with the audience.
Yeah. This is always going to be an audience movie.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
But for the critics to still put it in the 80s for an action movie like this, with a bit of comedy-esque to it.
Yeah. There's a lot of good reason for that.
100%. So starring, this is led by Bob Odenkirk. We also get Connie Nielsen, the RZA, Alexei Serebiakov, Christopher Lloyd, and Colin Salmon, among a couple other little extras in there as well. But that's our main cast that we see most of this movie of. So, as we always do, Jack, let us know. Nobody, what did you think?
Yeah, this is fucking great, wasn't it? It was just a fucking great movie.
Yep.
It's not quite John Wick. I expected it to be more John Wicky.
Yep.
But also, I was sitting there just going, "Holy shit! This is definitely the guy that wrote John Wick."
Yeah.
But there are a few subtle differences that just, it make it. It's definitely its own movie.
Yeah.
choking on my own spit again. I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's just like it's a bit more fun than John Wick because it's not as dark. But then when there are like horrific dark moments, it's just funny. It's played for laugh.
It's there.
So yeah, I felt like it did fly by in its time, but I think that's just because I wanted more of it. Honestly,
yeah.
Like I really fucking like this.
Yeah.
I really like that the inciting incident that we saw in the trailers and everything isn't the inciting incident at all.
Huge, absolutely huge for this, and I was so happy.
It's just like there was no reason
because after it happens, you're like, "Fuck, where's this movie going now? Like, what's now the drive for it? We've seen the trailer now."
Just like, fuck, that's so funny because the actual motivation, which you as the audience, you would sympathize with the character. You'd be like, "Yeah, of course, he's going after the people that robbed his house."
Yeah.
But no, he's just a cunt. Like, he's just a shit bloke who has a fetish for violence or whatever.
Yep.
And he just wants to get back into it. So he just picks a fight.
Yeah.
And then that's the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Every time Christopher Lloyd's on screen, like, I thought he was just going to be a cameo. But, we're just fully spoiling it, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. This is one of those movies. It's an action movie.
Yeah.
Bad things happen. A lot of gunfight happens. It's just hilarious.
And I thought he was just going to be in that chair the whole time. And then when he comes in at the end, I nearly stood up and
so good.
The Back to the Future trilogy is just it's Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah,
like, he is the Back to the Future trilogy. Yeah. So like, just seeing him do that,
absolutely kick ass through the whole thing.
Fucking hell!
Just with a double barrel shotgun, just ruining everyone.
But yeah, let's get into it. How do you feel about
this? Man, as most people would guess from this, I fucking adored this movie to pieces. This is one of those few movies where I actually sat in the cinema and I had a massive smile on my face from what I was seeing, because this is such an Adam movie. Because of how much I love the John Wick franchise, all three of them I absolutely love on the same pedestal. So knowing this is written by Derek Colson, I'm like, all right, sweet. I know I'm going to get something really well action-packed. It's going to be, I'd say, like, not as conventional to other action movies, because he can write things and get the director to portray them in a way that not any other director does. And as you said as well, like you're expecting a lot more of like a John Wick style to this, but you get those differences from there. And if you look at the difference between, let's say, the John Wick character to Hutch, which is Bob Odenkirk's character, Bob's character is a lot more like... more well off with like setting up traps in a way. Yeah. So he's good at utilizing his environment a lot more than, let's say, John Wick, who is just really well with weapons.
Yeah, and he also enjoys it. John Wick doesn't enjoy it. John Wick doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And he's like begrudgingly out of retirement.
Yeah, so there's those personality differences between them as well. John's whole thing was he met someone and really got out of the game and did not want to go for any reason until, if you've seen John Wick, it's all over a dog. And that drives him to go back, but it's still, as he's doing it, he still doesn't want to be in there.
Whereas this is not a revenge movie. This is just a guy who fucking loves punching blokes.
This is Bob Odenkirk's character is gone. So the backstory to his character is he used to be an auditor, and it's that whole thing where, like, you get given that name as an auditor, and it's not the name you associate with what an auditor is, and like tax wise. Yeah. For him, he worked for like the CIA, FBI, and all that, and he explains it as, I'm the last person you'd want knocking at your door to come and see you.
And every time he starts trying to explain it, they just die.
Yeah,
during
I
him
fucking love that. It's like it slowly gets a little bit more and more, and it's subtle comedy, but it's
it's not like in your face comedy.
No, it's really not
goofy comedy.
No,
I'm not saying you have to have a 200 IQ or whatever, but like a lot of the jokes will pass you by if you're just waiting for the next gunfire scene.
Exactly.
And Bob Odenkirk's great with that. He grew up in sketch comedy and stuff, so he's like a fucking genius comedian.
Yeah, exactly. So his whole thing is he was looking for a reason to come back into this life. Because he's like, you know what, I want to have a family, I want to have some kids and that, and just, live a normal life.
He was jealous of someone who did that.
Yeah, he saw someone and he's like, what the fuck, I want this now. Fuck you. He
did it for like 20 years and he was like, I'm fucking bored.
Yeah, so literally to just get on a bus and just see this group of drunk Russians and just go, please let that door open. And it's just all in his mind. You're hearing this and you go, come on, God, please just let that door open. And then they jump on it and it's just, so you just see a smile and you go, what the actual fuck? and he just lands into 5 Russians and absolutely destroys them.
John Wick knows when to end an action sequence. Like, it's very precise.
It's here and then it's there. That's it.
This one, the bus one, drags on for an extra, like, 6 minutes or so. It's really
when it should have ended.
Yeah, because it does end, and then it just starts again.
It goes back again for, like, round 2.
It's fucking funny. But it's, like, a savage action. Like
100%.
You'll see it on Facebook as you're scrolling, like, the behind-the-scenes thing of Bob Odenkirk training for this. So, like, he's actually doing it. He's doing all the stunts and some of the stunts.
Yeah. But it's not like there's a lot of, like, crazy stunts that he does, but it's just some of the fight choreography.
It's a lot more edited than John Wick.
Yeah.
There's, like, shorter takes, quicker cuts.
Yeah.
Just to get around, whatever, like, I don't know, maybe a smaller budget or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. But or maybe just to separate it from John Wick. It's just quicker edits.
Either that, yeah.
But, it didn't distract me too much. Like,
no.
I still liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And fuck, it's just brutal. The violence is just brutal.
When the violence really comes into it, because you don't get a lot of it from the start.
It takes a while.
It takes a bit to get into it.
Yeah.
And that's when I was sort of going into this movie and, like, the first parts of it are playing out. I'm going, yeah, all right, I'm digging this, but I'm not like, yo, fuck, this is hectic. Until that pin drop moment, and then the Russians come into it, and I'm going, oh.
Yeah.
And then that kicks off.
Because the first 10 minutes is almost annoying with the repetition.
Yeah.
But that's like, that drives the point of how bored he is. And
exactly.
How dissatisfied with his life he is. So.
Yeah, it's really telling the story.
Yeah.
You just kind of got to look at it that way.
And they edit it annoyingly as well.
Yeah.
Because it's
they really did.
Exact fucking same every time.
Yeah.
And
then they just expand on it as they go through those days.
Yeah.
And you just go, okay, now I see what they're doing on this one here. I'll back that. That's storytelling in a way.
And then you'll see in the trailer, like, you think it's a revenge movie because he's looking for the kitty cat bracelet. Yeah. Just finds it under the lounge. Like,
and that's like...
absolutely no reason.
That's about 50 minutes into the movie as well. That's after he's about to torch his whole house, after there's about 13 dead Russians in his fucking house.
Yeah. That one I didn't love, that action sequence. Like, that's probably the most violent one, but it's in the dark and it's in a house and it's just like...
That one was very John Wick 2-esque. When he's doing the whole thing, turns all his lights off and shoots everyone in the dark and that. I still enjoyed that. It still looked cool in that, but it was definitely probably not the better one in the movie itself.
I'm trying to think. There's a bit of fourth wall breaking, but not in a dumb Deadpool way. It's more like Hutch sort of knows the tropes of an action movie. Like when he does his cool speech with the villain one-on-one, and he's got the claymore and stuff, and then he walks to his car. And he's looking in the mirror and he's like, please come out. He's like, please give me a reason.
He's got fingers crossed. Yeah. He's sitting on his thing, fingers crossed, please come out. If that were Deadpool,
he would have looked down the camera and be like, I hope he comes out so I can kick his ass. But that's just a nicer way of doing it, I think. It's really subtle.
Without actually breaking the wall, but you go, nah.
It's still very funny and it still like kickstarts the next 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And
that car chase is so sick.
Yeah. Everything that has to do with this movie is really fucking sick.
It's White Charger, Vanishing Point. Like every action movie ever has to reference Vanishing Point with a white Challenger. I said Charger, sorry, Challenger. Fucking the internet will come after me for that. Jack's the car guy, he doesn't know. As a Challenger.
You don't know shit, bro.
But yeah, it's just like, and again, very grounded, very realistic, except the last bit where just like, for no reason, a car just like explodes and like, it just hits a traffic light. Yeah. But it still, like, flips over.
It goes for a fucking spin and a half. But, they throw a lot of really good, just great choreography, great acting in general from everyone. Even the main Russian boss who's, like, runs the bar, but, he's always, like, singing and dancing. They're just, like, we're kind of worried, you're doing all these antics, but you're supposed to protect all our money and that.
Yeah, he's like the main lip syncing and like dancing.
Yeah, the main Russian boss in this is like, in a sense, holding and keeping safe all of like the big Russian mobsters' money in this place. So they're sort of like entrusting him with their millions and millions and millions of dollars
in one place.
Yeah,
and move it around. Yeah, so it goes against everything security wise. Like it makes no sense. It's very fun.
Why bad guys do what they do, we'll never know. But his whole singing and dancing routine, and then he just gives you that savage thing where he just smashes the wine bottle and there's absolutely destroys a guy, slashes up his face, and he's just like, you worried now? And they're just like, it's all good, man, whatever. So it's a weird character.
Point.
It's a weird character balance, but I mean, let's talk more on Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
because obviously you're hearing the name being thrown around now, and you're
so
like, this dude's got to be about 120 years old by now.
He's a very, very old man.
But he still, like, really kills it in this role.
He's still got the voice. It's a bit more gravelly and, like...
Yeah.
Hey, you just
so he plays Hutch's dad in this movie, who just lives in a retirement home, and he just sits in front of his chair watching a movie.
Watching westerns. Loud gunshots.
Very loud kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously used to work, I think, his bachelor's for the FBI, so he was in that, you know... law enforcement type intelligence back then. And you see him, like when you first see him in that, you don't think he's going to play as big of a part as he does.
No.
And then when shit starts to go down and the Russians all get involved and they're starting to find out who he is and that he's got a family at a retirement home and that, and just when that happens and those two Russians go to his place and bust down the door, and he just absolutely destroys them with a sawn-off shotgun. Just
with a smile on his face, like he loves it too.
And it's the whole thing of then when he hears when the front desk guy is sleeping, as you would, when it's like midnight in a retirement home, you're not going to be working. Hears the gunshots, runs up to the room, and just sort of sees him with the TV. He's like, "Man, you got to stop watching your movie so damn loud."
Yeah.
And I mean, it pans down. You just see him like holding one of the guys with his hand over his mouth after he shot him, and he just like turns it down a bit, and the guy walks out. And the amount of people that laughed in the cinema at that,
they got a good laugh.
It was a good chuckle.
Yeah.
And then just plays a bigger part by the end of it, and he's just sort of like waddling around with a shotgun, just blowing dudes out of the air.
Yeah.
And just
he's not running around or kicking anyone. But
exactly. But they put him on there. They let him have a bit of a walk.
Yeah, fucking A.
Have a couple pumps of the shotgun. And you have a nice little laugh about it.
He's a king.
He's an absolute
He's just a king.
He does really well for it. And then obviously you get the surprise of the RZA.
Yep.
Coming in as his friend that was in hiding that he was communicating with.
Which is his brother.
Yeah.
Adopted brother.
Yeah.
Because you see it in the family photo.
Yeah. And then he comes in real life to help this big final shootout by the end. And... same thing. They just all come together for this big, massive shootout, which just goes on for ages.
Yeah.
But it's elaborate because Hutch's whole idea was working for this metal fabrication place, wanting to buy it out, and comes in and drops a whole bunch of gold bars, and it's like, yep.
Which he just has. Like, John Wick had a whole movie to explain all of that.
Why he had these special gold coins.
Just have it in a drawer. Here you go. There's no society. It's just,
I'm not part of anything.
It's
just how I got paid. I got gold bars coming out the wazoo. So much
like it's kind of a middle finger to John Wick movies, but like
in a way,
with a wink and a nod.
In a way, you want to sort of look at this and go,
it's like him going, I realize how ridiculous John Wick was. Let's poke fun at it, but still make a really good one.
Yeah. Might also be the reason Derek wasn't invited back to do John Wick 4.
Yeah, they might have been properly offended.
They probably saw it and went, matey, you taking the piss right now or what?
Are you sick of these? Or
it's no, I just wanted to branch it across and do something different.
And like Sam Raimi making Drag Me to Hell. Like he's known for Evil Dead, so then he made this cheesy, pretty shit horror movie.
Very shit horror movie.
Super cheap.
I hate that movie,
man. But it's just like, it's kind of him just going, hey.
Yeah.
Still do it.
I can do things too, it's what I do.
I fucking love Drag Me to Hell. That's not going to surprise anyone. I love that movie. It's bad. It's real bad.
I can't believe out of all people you would like that
I've seen it like 10 times.
You fuck off.
It's bad. I'm saying it's bad.
Really bad.
It's a bad movie.
That end scene.
I fucking love it. That's so good. So let's talk about the climax of Nobody.
Yeah.
In the warehouse. Fucking some great stunts. Some wild, there's one stair fall where I'm like, the stunt guy is not okay.
No way.
He falls so
But he only did that scene once because he's like, I can't move after this one.
It's when he hits the tripwire and there's an explosion, it knocks him back. But the way it knocks him back and just the way he lands, I was just like, he didn't get up.
Yeah, no, he's not feeling good after that really one. No painful. Way.
Yeah, so he sets up all these elaborate traps. And I honestly thought, because I knew this movie so well already, it builds you up to be like, it's playing with tropes. He's going to set up all these traps and they'll never use any of them. But I was right. He uses all of them. They
all
serve a purpose.
They've all got a utilization for something.
But it would have been really fucking funny if he didn't, like, none of them just went off and he was like, I've got to break these down now, you know? Like, that would have been pretty fucking funny as well.
Yeah, it would have been a thing as well.
I'm fine either way.
The only sort of thing is, like, there seems to be a lot of people in this last scene. Yeah. Like, because they kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've gone, taking into consideration the people that he killed at his house, some of the people, all the people who took out in the Shank in the bank that had all the money, because you see that scenario roll through in a slow-mo type thing.
Yep.
And you go, that's already a lot of people.
Yep.
Now you get this end warehouse scene, and they're just coming in waves like zombies on COD, man.
Yeah. Never ends.
Never ends.
But that's actually movies are like that.
But that's how it is. And I think realistically, it plays in well to, like, the style of this movie.
Yes, yeah.
And what it's trying to give you in that.
Because you want a longer action sequence with more creative deaths and stuff, so you've got to, some reason, have 1 million people that kill.
Yeah, you got all the main talking points from the start of the movie. The ending is like, all right, here's all the action stuff you want to get from it, with adding a little bit of, you know, plot here and there. And then obviously you get the end of that fight with the big Russian boss, and a very different way to try and end a fight.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal death scene.
Yeah, just kind of chucks a claymore on front of like a perspex sheet.
Like a riot shield.
Like a riot shield type thing, and just run at the guy. Mind you, he's shooting at it, and it's not piercing through, so whatever this shield is that he's got up on him, really fucking strong, and just runs straight at the guy, and the claymore just blows up, sends him back, and the other guy straight back, and he's just like fucking blown all the way from here.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's fucking brutal. But all right, I'll take it.
The RZA gets a good...
Everything else I've got.
Good triple collateral.
Oh, yes.
All the COD boys will be watching that, just going, fuck yeah.
Someone's going to clip that and montage that with, like, the old school...
And, like the FaZe Clan, like, ZX, like, everything will pop up. Like,
it'll have, like, the old Modern Warfare 2 match completed.
Once
plus
this hits home release,
points.
that'll absolutely happen.
Without a doubt, someone has to get that done. Steve, you need to do that for us.
The internet will be there somewhere.
Exactly right. But that was the sickest collateral. Whips out the sniper and just 3 guys line up, bang, headshot straight through all 3, and you've just got...
Perfect.
I love that. It's exactly what you need. And we're getting hit with a bit of sequel fodder as well by the end of this.
Are we?
You didn't stick... There's a mid-credit scene.
Oh, fucking... Of course there was.
Sorry, I was nearly about to leave, but what I do before I finish the movie... I was like,
surely this won't have one.
I didn't think it would, and I looked it up, because I'll always look... If it's a movie like this, and I'm not too sure, I'll just look it up to make sure, because you never know with movies these days.
Yeah.
So I looked it up and it said there's a mid-credit scene. I've gone, ooh, fuck, okay. I'll stick around then. And it was very shortly after the credits.
Oh, no, it was when they buy the house.
No.
Oh, fuck. Because that was already sort of sequel fodder as
well.
That
was the sequel fodder itself.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, a little bit more credits, and then you get Christopher Lloyd and the RZA driving in a van.
Yeah.
And they're sort of like, you know, why can't we just fly? Christopher Lloyd says it to RZA, he's like, well, you know, why can't we just fly to wherever we're going? And the RZA's just like, with this load, and it pans back, and there's just a stack load of guns in the back of a van. And then they just start laughing and driving off along the road.
Yeah, right.
So in one sense, you've got the sequel fodder there with the house, and being like, okay, it seems like he's sort of back in this sort of role of being ordered up.
Kind of like okay with it now.
He's obviously informed the wife about it, and she seems stoked.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, do you have a basement? And it's like, you're linking it back there and going, okay, we're setting that up here. But there, you get the nice little Christopher Lloyd RZA moment. Yeah. So good to see them get their own little, like, happy ending more, leading up to a potential sequel, which nothing has been confirmed in that sense. The only thing was people asking if there would be, like, a Nobody John Wick crossover type thing, which I don't think would ever work.
I doubt it.
If anything, I would say the only way they could do it is if they did a sequel to Nobody that was being set in the same timeline as John Wick 4, and it's like a passing by moment.
Yeah.
John Wick's like running from something, and just see Keanu Reeves walk past in the black suit and everything.
Yeah.
And Hutch will just sort of look at him and like, weird get up to be in the street like this, but sure.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the only sort of way you could do it, because John Wick is such like a serious action movie.
Yeah.
And this is, on the other hand, it's that comedy-esque, this guy's just a nobody type person. So they didn't shut it down, but they were just like, yeah, no, if David Leitch wants to come and do something with it, and we could try and do something, but yeah, they haven't confirmed a sequel, but I think it's had a decent enough start in the box.
They had no idea how this was going to go, I reckon.
Nah. I did not have high hopes for it when I first saw the trailer. I'm like, this could just be a crock of shit, an absolute joke fest.
I knew it would be good, but I just didn't think people would go for it, really.
Yeah. No, I didn't think it would be this good.
Oh, no, I didn't know it was going to be this good. Yeah.
I would call this one of my movies of the year.
I knew it would be fun, but this is, like, genuinely fucking really good.
It's on another level.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. So I don't think there's much more to really talk about it. Just it's.
Oh, the only downside, I tweeted about it, but they do it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And the director must have thought it was very funny, but it's not as funny as he thinks it is. They'll do slow motion with like a nice, like
a more
like a Louis Armstrong, like
yeah,
Somewhere Over the Rainbow or whatever, with like brutal, violent action. And it's like, okay, that's maybe funny once, but not really. But they do it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, they play it out a few times. I think
maybe that's a joke within itself.
I think it is, because I feel like for this, it works more that way.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the type of movie we're trying to get. Yeah. But I think maybe played it too many times. Yeah. You can have your slow-mo moments.
The last 2 did not get laughs.
Yeah.
Because everyone was just like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much my only downside with this movie. Everything else is fucking great.
For Jack, that's pretty good for a fucking action movie.
I really like this.
I fucking adored this. So, that's Nobody. It is out in cinemas everywhere, guys. So if you do want to see it, 100% go see it. This is a movie. This is almost a date movie.
Ooh.
If you're already in a relationship, I'd say you and your partner could go see this and have a fun time.
Yeah.
Not a first date movie.
No.
Not a first date, but enough into the relationship type movie.
Yeah.
You can do that on a day. Just be like, babe, let's go see a movie, and you just go see Nobody.
Okay. Because
realistically, it's going to be, babe, do you want to see Godzilla vs. Kong, or do you want to see Nobody?
They're both very short.
Exactly right. So yeah, definitely go see it, guys. 100% worth on that one. So with that, we'll end the review there. We're going to jump into the questions. Guys, as always, send it across Facebook, Instagram. Let us know whatever you want us to answer for you. It can be stupid, outlandish, funny, about movies. We don't give a shit. You should probably know by now, if you've been listening to us long enough, it gets very not safe for work very quickly.
They could just be talking points too. They don't even have to be a question.
Yeah, it can be something serious. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. We're open books, man. We're open books. So we'll start with Facebook first, because it was all just Andy on Facebook.
Facebook got
every couple hours he was just like dropping another question. I'm like, bro,
he must have been bored.
It's a very slow Sunday for him on Easter. Okay, so
it's Easter, by the way. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Go buy the box, as we spoke about before.
Yeah.
Of lollies. All right, Andy's first one. Will Jack come to the next 10 Years Too Late gig, and does he still hate the local scene?
Yes.
Very short and sweet. Why won't you come to the next show?
Because it's going to be late again.
No, we're playing second. We're only going to play for like 25 minutes.
Okay. I could be swayed.
Could be swayed.
You
live around the corner.
I think Connor plays in Proposal as well, so...
Well, then you don't have
a good chance he'll be playing.
Yeah, so fucking just come. Architect's version of Animals, the orchestral version, or Nickelback Animals orchestral version?
Nickelback over any band ever.
Exactly, especially Architects too.
Yeah,
Nickelback take that.
Architects.
I don't.
Holy shit.
I'm going out on a limb. I don't believe there's an orchestral version of Animals.
Probably not.
It's really fucking dumb for me to say that, being a Nickelback fan, but I want there to be one.
Wouldn't mind hearing that.
It would be
Nickelback
brilliant.
do S&M. That'd be sick.
100%, man. That'd be the best thing to go. Top 3 90s banger songs.
Ooh, Kryptonite by 3 Doors Down.
Big. Very big.
Ooh, fuck.
I jumped straight to I Want It That Way from Backstreet.
That's pretty fucking good.
That's one of those ones everyone just bops to it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of big singles. I can't think.
It's so hard because there's so many there,
and I'm just like,
but because they always come on randomly. Yeah. They always come randomly in a playlist, so you never think of them.
Like Hybrid Theory was like on the cusp. It was just over the line. Like,
yeah, you kind of want to go more in the mid, at least the mid, because you're still very much in the 90s and the mid 90s.
Fuck, I don't remember. I'll say "Breed" by Nirvana because it's the best rock and roll song of all time. And I'm stumped. Like, I'm actually stumped.
Yeah, it's a really fucking hard one.
Everything I'm going to go and say is like from 2000 or 2001.
Yeah, because it's like early 2000 songs just seem like they could have been the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not, and you're just like, I'm just gonna make a fool of myself if I say.
Are you just googling?
I'm just doing a quick
bangers?
one here. If we could go fucking
Kryptonite by $3 down there.
Kryptonite 100% has to be in there.
Come
on. Oh man, there's so many. Fucking hell. Semi-Charmed Life, Third Eye Blind. Big.
Oh yeah.
Do you throw a bit of Barbie Girl from Aqua in there?
I mean, it's culturally
Everyone
significant.
goes with it. It's always one that people fucking go, good riddance, time of your life, Green Day.
Yeah, Oops, I Did It Again. Surely.
Again, it's definitely in there. Jeez, man, the 90s. What a fucking time. There's just too many. There's just way too many in here. There's just a plethora. It just whack on any. Just search on Spotify 90s, and it just you're gonna be in such a fucking grateful heaven.
Hell yeah.
What's your go-to Easter chocolate?
The Crunchy Bunny. I say this all the time. It's my favorite chocolate.
You just love eating Crunchy.
Thing. Mum messaged me today and she was like, the Easter Bunny left you something at home. Like, I don't know when I'm going back home, but just like, I can only imagine there's a Crunchy
You know
Bunny
what's waiting for you.
And if there's not, I'm going to yell at her. My sweet mother.
I'm always straight on. Basically, just anything Kinder. I'm all about the Kinder.
Yeah.
That or any of the Malteser. Yeah. The Malteser type ones either in the egg or bunny, whatever. The best of the little small bunnies that you can get from like Coles Express and that.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Favorite Mario game?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Fair few to choose from.
I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. I was weirdly like super into that game.
Yeah.
Like especially online because there's just always full lobbies.
Yeah.
It's just something so simple and so addictive about it. Which is just really great.
Yeah.
But I think I played a lot of Odyssey, but I didn't really love it as much.
Yeah, no,
Everyone
I was the same.
like, this is Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus
like it was good, but it was just like...
he gave us this game.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's pretty good. I kind of like.
I couldn't finish it.
I kind of like the Crash remaster more though.
Yeah,
know? Like
100%. Crash
in terms
remaster
of like
was
adventure platformers, I just kind of like those games more. You know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, there's of course 64 Odyssey, fucking Sunshine. That's all good shit.
Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3.
Yeah, the original ones are really good.
They were always fun on the actual Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
I played them so much.
Very first one on Game Boy, I did a lot of poos. A lot of poos playing that one.
Dr. Mario was always fun.
Is that like the Tetris? Yeah,
with the pills they'd use and that. That was one of the ones I had on Game Boy as well. It was just one of the random ones that I think my mum had, and I just played them. Just like they're just there.
Games like that, they're just there.
Yeah, you just go. All right, I guess.
A lot of the PS1 games are
then.
like that too. It's just like I have like distinct memory of playing 30,000 hours of this game, and then it's like I don't think we ever bought. I think it was like our neighbour's copy or whatever. There's so many stories like that. Speaking of the 90s, that's what gaming in the 90s was like. Like you just borrow something from your neighbours and
someone just has games.
Yeah,
you just go,
exactly.
Yeah, sure. It was such a like non-technological time, but then you'd have people that just had a memory card that was just stacked.
Yeah.
And burning games was very, very easy.
Yeah.
You just have your dad would have that one mate that just knew someone that could get any game you wanted on the PlayStation 1.
Always in Thailand, and he'd always come back with games that weren't out yet.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
I had so many every week. Dad would be like, here's a list of games that he can get for you. And I'd pick out a couple and come back, and there it is. Lovely burnt PS1 game, and it's just the absolute best thing ever. And I remember, but the one thing I remember was borrowing from my auntie and uncle. There was the Die Hard PS1 game.
Yeah, which I stare at every time I'm here.
Yeah, she's still down there. And the other one is the Spice Girls game.
Spice World, yeah.
Spice World. I think it's a dancing one. I never actually played it. Just sort of like had it with the stuff that they gave me.
Yeah.
So, Locke, if you're watching, yes, I still have your Die Hard PS1 game. It's served me well through the years. Never beat it.
Anyway, Mario.
But yeah, Mario though. I always loved the Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3. Other big ones. I mean, you've always got to go to Mario Party.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just one of those party ones.
I love a Mario Party. They go for too long.
It depends how you play it in that. I mean, there's some that can really go for a long fucking time. But some, like the newest one at least, you can get like a good 20-minute game out of it.
Yeah, right.
A full game with 4 people.
Yeah.
And you kind of smash it. But Mario Kart, it's still just the GOAT.
It really
you just turn it on and then you just have a race.
It's just so good.
So quick and just so fun. And it always will be. Especially with the new one that it just incorporates all the old tracks from the old games.
So you pretty much always have a different track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. So Mario, still the fucking GOAT. And his last one is, how many questions is too many questions?
Not that many today because no one else asked.
Yeah, exactly right. The number is finite.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely too many, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Now, we've been close to too many.
When it happens, we'll definitely halve it and bring some in the next week, but I don't think it's happened yet.
I think if we start to get bigger and more people see those posts and get on board with asking more, it might become too inundated and we might have to select certain ones.
And just do a third podcast of the week.
You like that questions?
Yeah. Don't even joke.
We'll live stream that one on Twitch.
Don't even joke.
Every Saturday.
My poor voice.
I know, I'm feeling for it already. All right, we'll jump to Instagram. We'll start with Shannon. Favorite Saul Goodman moment from Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember.
Very hard. I haven't watched Breaking Bad, at least up to Saul's come into it. Yeah. And I haven't actually watched Better Call Saul yet.
I watched season 1 and it is extremely good. And I didn't pay for Stan anymore, so I haven't jumped back in.
If you want my account, I'll give you my account.
I might do that after Hannibal.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if anyone's following my Hannibal adventures, season 3 is dog shit.
I did see you post that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Where did that come from? If you've watched Hannibal, you know what I'm talking about. But Jesus Christ, season 3, no wonder it got cancelled. Season 1 and 2 are like so good. And then
is Mads Mikkelsen in the third?
Yeah, he's still there.
Still going.
Still there. But yeah, it's so weird and shit and bad. Saul Goodman, I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't remember too many of his moments because I'd only watched through Breaking Bad once and starting watching it again with Brooke, but we only got up to about season 3 before he sort of came in and had a massive role in the show anyway.
He's like so set on them buying the laser tag thing. He's just like taking that. He's just like so excited about laser tag in 2012.
He is but he is absolutely brilliant through his whole performance in the whole series to begin with anyway. Up until the end when he leaves and skips town and that whatever. Yeah. You can just say all of his moments are the best moments.
He's a great character.
Yeah. He knows how to act like a slime dog.
Yeah.
Type guy like this, and it pays off really well for him. As you can see, he got his own show from it. So if you can get someone to act as well as they did being a shoddy lawyer and they get their own show, fuck yeah. It's got to be a great actor. Chelsea, what is a mythical beast you would want as a pet?
Probably a griffin.
Griffin?
Because it can fly, so it's pretty convenient.
Unicorn can fly.
Or just kind of badass.
Yeah, if you really look into like the in-depth of like real mythical beasts, like fuck unicorns, man. They're too mainstream now. No one wants a fucking unicorn. You want like the real shit. You want like the Pegasus, or you want the griffin.
Or the dog from the Neverending Story.
Or the dog from the Neverending Story.
Dog.
A long white
dog. His name
dog.
Atreyu?
Is it?
No, that's the horse. Oh, fuck. What's the dog's name? Oh, it's right there. Keep talking. Okay. It'll drive me fucking mad.
Yeah, you get there. You get there. Fuck, I mean, it depends how mythical we go. Like, I'd love to have a Loch Ness Monster. I'd also, I'd love to have the Jersey Devil as a pet.
The first, when you start typing in Flying Dog Neverending, the first result came up was Flying Dog Neverending Story name. That's the first result. So I'm not the only dumb one. His name is Falcor.
Falcor.
Fucking sick. That's such a good name.
It's a pretty fucking
yeah. I would probably have Falcor or a Griffin.
Yeah.
Just anything that can fly. It's very convenient.
I'd go heaps dark and go the Jersey Devil. It was literally just like a goat, donkey, devil thing that resided around New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was just... There's a really, really bad Jersey Devil movie, and it's like the shaky cam type.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes on screen, it's really bad CGI. And when they want to do close-ups, it's quite clearly like half a puppet.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking terrible.
Love it.
But it was like at a point where This was when I was in primary school, and I'd go to the library, and there was like one mythical beast book that had like folklore and mythical creatures from the ages, and I'd love reading through like different creatures and that there were around. I remember coming across the Jersey Devil and being like, oh, that's sick. And then looking up at it, and when you're like 11, 12, you think it's fucking real anyway.
Scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, and you start like researching it, and people are like, oh, Side of the Jersey Devil, and they've got like the dark photos and shit, and you're like, huh, that's fucking real, man.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And then you see the movies, and you're like, this is a crock of shit, isn't it? Yeah. This is just fucking for jokes.
100%.
But, yeah, just give me the Loch Ness Monster. I'll just swim around the ocean.
Yeah.
I'd be mad.
Pretty cool.
Fuck yeah. We're going to leave the list until the end because that's what we have to do. We'll go with Brooke.
She should have her own fucking episode. Just her
We're going to get there eventually. Yeah. She's got to get out of her shell just knowing that she has to ask these questions. You're going to get your own show, Alyssa. Brooke, favourite hip-hop artist?
South Century.
Who?
Yeah, Australian. Very good.
Australian hip-hop, man. Can't do it.
Whimsical, tongue-in-cheek. Very self-aware. He's our age, so he talks about stuff that's current to us.
I'm not that infatuated with hip-hop. The closest I am to it is like UK grime.
Yeah.
So I just prefer the UK accent. I just think it sounds better. Skepta, huge. JME. Newer Dizzy Rascal is really fucking good.
KSI grime.
He can fall into it in certain parts, but
he's funny on the internet, so that's all you need.
Yeah, but his music now is going on a massive wave. Like, he's not trying to put himself in a category.
Yeah, right.
He's making music with like Craig David, Youngblood, Polly G. Everyone is coming on board with his ship, so he's just going around with it. So I wouldn't call him in the grime category, but anyone from Boy Better Know or that Fam G lockdown their shit, their daddy.
That stuff grates me so bad. I hate it.
I love it so much. The Roadman ting, yeah.
Man's not hot.
Man's not hot. Fuck yeah.
Big Shaq.
Favorite heavy metal band?
Define heavy metal.
She just said heavy metal, but I'm going to say there's two other ones. The next one is metalcore.
What's the last one?
Pop punk.
Oh, that doesn't help.
Yeah, I know. So heavy metal.
If we're talking traditionally heavy metal,
we'll do both. We'll say traditional heavy metal, and then we'll throw in general, like new age metal type of stuff.
So traditionally, it's Metallica, of course. Metallica are my favorite band of all time. Yeah, that's my only answer. It could be Iron Maiden as well, but I think I like Metallica more.
Yeah, mine would go Rammstein.
I fucking hate Rams.
I love them so much. That's for all my Germans out there.
Yeah, and then my, I guess, more contemporary would definitely be Lamb of God, just for their consistency up until number 7.
That redneck metal, man.
Mate. It's the Lamb of God riff, isn't it?
It's that Lamb of God riff. It's that drop D tuning and just...
Maybe it's Slipknot.
I was going to say Slipknot as well. But then you said Lamb of God, and then I've gone. But now I go Trivium.
Because Slipknot have the Slipknot riff.
Slipknot have the Slipknot riff. But I want to go Trivium with mine.
Yeah. Okay, I'm changing. I'm saying Metallica and Slipknot.
Metallica and Slipknot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Rammstein and Trivium. Go with that.
Yep.
So next one is favourite metalcore band.
Favourite metalcore band? Thornhill. Easily.
Thornhill, of course.
Oh, it might be Deadlights. Don't tell Deadlights I said that, but it's Thornhill. I'm sorry. It's Thornhill.
Sorry, all local Aussie bands. Justice for the Damned, Thornhill. You're all equally loved. Mine probably August Burns Red.
Yeah.
Oh my god, just so fucking good.
Easily the loudest band I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they inflicted actual pain when I saw Constellations in full.
They're absolutely brilliant,
I was actually a little bit worried for my hearing.
Yeah, but they know how to riff, man. They really know how to riff. I
saw them the night after I saw North Lane, so my ears were already very sore.
Already fucked up, yeah. But I mean, if you can be a metalcore band and go your whole life writing these massive metalcore albums, and then go, let's do a Christmas EP.
Yeah.
You're doing something well.
Every now and then they'll just throw in like a surf guitar break. And
absolutely ridiculous what they do now. They experiment so much and it just works so well. Yeah. Favorite pop punk band?
Favorite pop punk bands? The Wonder Years.
Very good choice. I have too many. But if I go my traditional route, I go Real Friends. Because they were the first like real pop punk band I sweated really hard.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Many others followed from that, like Knucklepuck and Wonder Years as well. Did you see the Wonder Years on the Mix and Mash Chilworth Parkway?
I've only seen the Wonder Years twice.
And
Good Things and then the Good Things sideshow. So now it was much more recent.
Yeah, right now. I saw him at Wynn Stadium. That show was at Wynn Stadium.
Fuck yeah.
Parkway Drive, Miss May I, Confession, and the Wonder Years.
Yeah, right. What are the Wonder Years doing there?
Well, they had to fill in because they did it as like a mix and mash thing. You Me at Six was supposed to play with them as well.
Ugh.
So, but they had to pull out. So then they got the Wonder Years to replace them. And they got absolutely rinsed because obviously you hear that bill. You see Parkway Drive and Miss May I, and then you go to the Wonder Years.
You get a certain type of crowd. You get the Impericon crowd.
Yeah. I know they got sort of like heckled at Brisbane and that when they played.
The Wonder Years of the Tumblr crowd. It was very Tumblr.
And when that tour was on, was prime Tumblr.
Oh, yeah.
They dominated the Tumblr scene.
Yeah.
But they were excellent though that night.
If we're sticking to grayscale and local pop punk, Our Past Days, they're not a band anymore, but
they were cracker.
I guess they're my favourite because they're
locals. I mean, you go Stand Atlantic. I love Stand Atlantic.
Ugh.
Get the girls out.
Yuck. I don't really like pop punk anymore.
I know. You're not seeing like the biggest pop punky guy.
Like, Sum 41 were my favourite band for a long time. And I still have a lot of love for them.
Yeah.
I guess they're pop punk.
Yeah.
The Offspring, I guess, are pop punk. But when I think of pop punk, I think of Neck Deep, Real Friends. Like, I think of the more modern era.
Yeah, the new stuff.
I don't know why. Like, I guess I just think of that 2000s wave as just punk.
Because I think it was like, it was more punk back in the day. And then pop punk was more the, I'm sad, I drive alone, I love girls, Plans. I miss my girls.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That is like the newer pop punk.
Now it's just like, geez, being in your 20s sucks.
Yeah.
Which,
boy, my back hurts.
Yeah, obviously, like, we relate to.
Yeah.
So.
But
I don't know.
I still fucking love it.
I consider them different.
I still hate that I've never been able to be in a pop punk band. I got really close once with some mates and we wrote like 2 songs and then just didn't do anything and I was like, fuck, that's my chance.
Such is the way of pop punk.
Now I'm stuck in a fucking...
It's a very small half-life.
Stuck in a fucking metal band now. I'm just like... I keep throwing it in. I'm like, we can do a pop punk song. And everyone's like, nah, we're doing Untouched by the Veronicas. Ugh. There's a teaser for you. That's actually coming.
I'm definitely not coming then.
Yes, you fucking are. It won't be at this show, but it's coming. Best chocolate at Easter time coincides with the
Crunchy Bunny.
Kinder. You know that. Any Easter show experiences, like a best show bag or won any big prizes?
I slammed my face into the front bar of a bumper car, and my dad was just fucking ripping it around. Of course, Dad was having the time of his life.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't paying attention, so I guess I was just limp, and then we hit someone head on, and I can remember the pain telling the story. Yeah. Smacking my face. And then, of course, I was a kid, so I thought it was the end of the world, you know?
Of course.
Fucking cried. You
were nearly dead,
basically. Yeah.
100%.
And also, Gene and I rode a camel. That was very strange. Camels are a lot bigger than I thought they were.
They are fucking huge,
especially
aren't
when
they?
you're a kid, too. You're just like, this thing is fucking 10
You're
stories
looking going,
tall.
how am I getting up on there?
Yeah.
Your dad just throws you up, and you're like, fuck you.
Well, they can't, like, the guy who, I guess, owned the camel, I don't know. He just, like, kind of picked us up by our shirts and just dumped us on.
Dumped them on. Now, hold on.
By the way, you know what camels don't want to be done?
What?
Sit on. Like... That camel did not fucking want us there at all. It didn't walk anywhere because it didn't want to. It's a camel. Yeah. It's like, I'm just going to chill out. Like,
100%. It's like, no, you dragged me here. I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's not fucking have kids sit on me all fucking day.
Dad used to take us every year and then he just got very bored of it.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got a Monster Jam show bag. Before it was Monster Jam, it was just Monster Trucks. It was like Monster Trucks America or something. It was before it was called Monster Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I got a sick Bigfoot toy.
Fuck yeah.
Had that for ages.
Fuck yeah. That's what you want.
Shout out Monster.
Mine is recently because me and Brooke just went on Friday and the weirdest thing having 60,000 people walking around Olympic Park.
Like, holy shit.
As you said, you sent me the message and said, seeing you at Olympic Park with that crowd reminds you of Soundwave.
Yeah.
And it felt like Soundwave, except for the weather, because the weather was like perfect.
Yeah, you had nice,
very hot
day, yeah.
But it wasn't wind, shit rain.
And then very hot.
And then very hot afterwards, and it just didn't cope well.
Soundwave, yeah.
No, this was just plain hot, but just like everyone just walking around like nothing had happened.
Nope.
It was amazing.
Yeah, Gene went to a gig last night at some winery.
Yeah.
It was just fucking rammed, and there was absolutely no... And he said there was no one, like... There was nothing. There was no checks anywhere. Like, we're just... it's done.
It's fucking the way it is now. But it was really fun because... Your boy won big on the basketball shooting. Won Brooke a massive Stitch plush toy. So basically with the size of that sloth next to you, but it's Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Shot 5 basketballs in a row, won the big prize.
Hell yeah.
$20, so I really had to get the shots in.
Fucking hell.
Because they knew, because it wasn't a rigged like basketball one. So the ring wasn't like squashed down, so you had to perfectly get it. This was normal ring, normal ball. It was at like head height, and it was maybe...
Is it like the ones at bowling alleys? Or a bit further?
A little bit further, so it was probably about, I'd say at least 10 foot.
Yeah, right.
Maybe a little less, maybe about 8 or 9 foot away. So it's not the hardest thing to get in, but it's just the fact that you have 5 balls, and you have to get all 5 in.
Yeah.
Your boy got swish all 5. No backboard, no rim, just straight swish. And the chick was hyping me up the whole time.
Yeah, right.
I must have been one of the first people to win that day because the way she was reacting was just unparalleled.
Well, it's also her job.
Also, I don't know. If you see a lot of these carnies, they don't really give a shit.
Oh my God, this barista was flirting with me. Nope, she's just customer service, mate.
But it was also the fact that once I got the 5th one in, she went to the other guy. She's like, "Yo, he won. I need to get the big toy." He's like, "Oh, I don't know." And I've gone.
They just didn't plan on getting it.
And I'm like, "Do you guys just like, does no one win this or what?" And then like 2 minutes later, they walk out with the big toy and just like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
Fuck yeah.
And then Brooke had to carry on for the rest of the day, which kind of sucked because of how hot it was. But people were very jealous. And that's a big moment for me because if you play these games at carnies and that, very hard. And you don't want to keep spending your money for something you could have bought for the same amount. But I think $20 for that, you'd pay more for something like that in a shop because of how big it is. And it's Stitch. So you get what you get. All right, let's get to Alyssa now.
Here she is.
Here she is.
What we wait for every week.
We'll do the first normal-ish one first. If you had to fight each other, who would win and how?
You would fucking destroy me. You would just break me in half over your knee.
It's not even a debate.
Yeah, no, I can't.
You can come at me with something, but I feel like it would be the thing that even if you came at me with like a baseball bat, you wouldn't know how to get the power into it.
You have a history of athleticism. I don't. I rode push bikes.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's all I did. You like actually played sports. So like, you're a bit more aloof. No, that's not the right word. Coordinated.
Yeah.
So like... I would run at you, trip over my shoelaces, just face down, and then you would just like put your foot on my back and be like, I won.
Yeah, that's it. Don't even have to do anything for it.
Yeah,
but...
I can't fight.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've never been in a fight before, and I pride myself on that because I don't want to fight people, but if certain things happen, I would not oppose myself to getting into one if it's for the right reason.
Not throw a punch.
But if whenever I see people starting a fight for some fucking dumbass reason, you're an absolute monkey, man. Yeah. There's no fucking reason to fight. We have this big
$500 boxing bag in our garage. Guess who has never used it? All 3 of us. I don't know why Connor bought it.
And
you know how much room it takes up?
The whole
fucking
thing.
Heaps.
Yeah, because it's always it has to be positioned like right in the middle, so there's enough open space.
The stand itself is so big.
Oh, it's one of the ones on the stand.
It's weighed down with a little car wheel, a spare car wheel.
Jesus Christ!
It's in. Nobody uses it.
Yeah.
Nobody uses it.
Then it's just there. So
anyway, I can't throw a punch.
Yeah, basically how it would be Jack would literally run, trip over his foot, and I'd just. Yeah, just sit on him. Just sit on his back and be like, fucking stay there, cunt.
God, absolutely.
But to the one that we really want to know. Would you give Bob Odenkirk a lubed up hand job or fuck yourself from a time in the past, present, or future? If the second, what age and why?
Lubed up is interesting.
Yeah, it's like...
Nobody lubes up a hand job, right?
No, never.
Nobody should even give a hand job.
No one should actually get a hand job, so I feel
that should be on one of our merch items, because we talk a lot about how shit hand jobs are.
Yeah, we could definitely make it.
Yeah, don't do it. We can do that. It's fine. You don't need to do that. Like, we can't suck our own dicks. That's the fun of sexual interaction.
Exactly.
Like stuff you can't do to yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
And when it just goes out, you're like, do it yourself. Well, and then you don't get hard, and they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, no, I'm not into it.
To be lubed up means there's like preparation, and you're really giving it a good go.
Yeah, you want him to try and feel good.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
But in saying that, so then would you rather go and fuck yourself at a certain time?
If I could still talk to Bob Odenkirk while I'm giving him the hand job, I'd just ask him about, like, what's Vince Gilligan like?
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, you could.
How was Breaking Bad?
Because it's only a hand job.
And I'm just also yanking him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not particularly attracted to myself. And, like, I don't know. I've looked the same since I was 8. So,
yeah, and it's kind of hard. You wouldn't want to go back in the future to fuck yourself because then you're like, are you a pedo then if you're fucking yourself?
I had long hair and like skinny jeans when I was 16. I guess I was attracted then, but then I did that again when I was 26. So
yeah,
I guess I would.
What about in the future? How do you think you look in the future?
Worse, heaps worse, perpetually worse.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with Bob Odenkirk just so I can ask him about his work.
Yeah, I'd chuck him the handy. I mean, I don't really want to fuck myself either because I feel like
handjob's not that intimate.
Yeah, because it's a weird, like, how does the parallel universe work in that sense then? Because if I'm fucking myself, does that mean I still feel it?
Yeah, right.
I'm inflicting some sort of pain on myself regardless.
Whereas with, like, a handy, you could be just sat at a table at a bar and doing it. Like, you wouldn't even know you're doing it.
Yeah.
He would, because he'd feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could just have a drink with Bob Odenkirk, spunk him off, but also just talk to him.
You just laugh about it afterwards.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He see the humour in it.
I think put this on one of your stand-up shows.
Lubed up is a really interesting caveat. Like,
it adds the spice to the mix on that
because
one.
I'm thinking of not lubing up the penis. I'm thinking of like putting it in the hand and like, you know.
Yeah,
that's why it's funnier to me.
Yeah.
But that's not probably what she meant.
It's never what they fucking mean when they ask these questions, but we're going with it anyway.
Who knows?
And that's where we're going to end our episode today.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you for always ending our episodes the way we love to fucking end them. Guys, thank you very much for listening to the You Like That podcast. Find us everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all the good stuff. Links are in our link tree in the description below. You can catch us Sundays on your audio, Tuesdays on your YouTube, and then Thursdays on both for your midweek review. So every Monday, make sure you get out there and vote for your choice in movies. We fucked you over a bit on the next one, but for great reason as to why.
Fuck it, it's our show.
Exactly right. We make the fucking rules here. But yeah, do all that good stuff. As said, go check out Sweet and Sassy Grazing Boxes on Instagram. Let them know we sent you to get $5 off your order with them. Thank you for sponsoring us in this one here. So until we see you guys again on the next one, my name is Adam, and I've been one half of the You Like That podcast.
My name's Jack. I have been the other half of the You Like That podcast.
And we'll see you next week, guys. Take care.
Bye.